Okay. Hey guys, it's your girl Tina Marie J, and hey Celine, how are you? So, this video, I did say I was gonna go live. First, let me say the last time I went live, I got cut off because my phone died on me, and I was like, oh crap. But I had already gotten the main part of the video out the way, and I was just basically in the chatting part. So for this video, I will not be doing any talking. It will just be as if I am gonna edit and upload a video, except obviously I'm not editing because this is live. However, if you just started watching and I've already uploaded this video, just know that I'm gonna try and make this a quick one. All right, so for this video, I want to talk about relationships after leaving a cult. Not necessarily just the ICOC, but any cult in general. I have done videos where I did talk about relationships, but there's like so many different ways that you could talk about it, and sometimes I do get new ideas and new thoughts when it comes to certain things in particular, like relationships. People will send me messages or they'll send me emails telling me that they have like concerns because they don't know how to establish certain relationships after leaving a specific cult or a specific religion. So that was what brought on this idea for me to make a video on this. Okay, Celine, so I'm gonna check out your video. So I do like it when people send me messages telling me what exactly they would like to hear me speak of. So do continue to send me messages telling me your ideas and things that you want to hear me talk about. Even if I may have talked a little bit about it before, maybe I could come at it with a different angle and in a different way when I talk about it the next time around. So let's just get into this. I was supposed to write down some notes and I didn't have the time, so I did not write down notes. So first, let me just talk about relationships when you are coming out of a cult. First, let's talk about romantic relationships, then I'll talk about friendships. So romantic relationships when you're inside of a cult or when you're in a certain kind of religion or organization is very fundamental, one that is very strict. It's not easy coming out and being able to adapt to worlds on the outside, because technically the way it usually goes is that if you're in a cult, that cult is going to kind of formulate the relationships for you rather than it coming out on its own, rather than you just genuinely, gradually becoming close to someone. Your relationships within a cult are not the same as on the outside. A lot of times it's very conditional. It's conditional love when you join in a union with someone within a cult, but that does not necessarily mean that's not always going to work out. So when it comes to a romantic relationship, obviously I've never been in a romantic relationship while in the ICOC other than my marriage, which I went into it with. So for me, the situation was a little different, but I'd speak only on what I've heard other people tell me based on their personal experiences as well as what I've seen. So with that being said, romantic relationships after leaving a cult or after leaving a really, really tough, rugged organization, that is something that you are going to have to give yourself time to learn how to conduct. You're gonna have to give yourself time to learn how to be able to formulate a relationship that's genuine. And not only that, but you're gonna have to give yourself time to learn how to distinguish the difference between that relationship on the outside and whatever romantic relationship you have while in the church. So a lot of people that are a part of the ICOC or Jehovah's Witnesses or any other organization that's very rigid and structured tend to have these romantic relationships that a lot of times it's mostly off of spiritual. So it's more like a spiritual growth thing. Like, okay, I'm with this man because he is going to help me grow spiritually. Or I'm with this woman because she is going to help me grow spiritually. She's going to take me where I need to be. Or she is the perfect woman that God created for what, well, not perfect, but they may feel like she's a godly woman. She's the woman that I need because this is the woman God gave me. And it's kind of like, okay, well, how did you know that? And that's why a lot of times in the ICOC specifically, if you were a part of the International Churches of Christ like I was, people, they don't waste any time. They get married right away sometimes. Not right away, but like within a year, which to me is right away, because marriage is a very serious commitment, and it's something that takes time adjusting to. So I feel personally like before you're gonna adjust to a marriage, you should at least try to adjust to being a boyfriend and girlfriend for a lot longer and dating. That's just my personal opinion. But when you're in a relationship in the church, a lot of times, usually for the most part, is based off of there has to be a mission. Like, we cannot date just to date. There has to be a mission in mind. There has to be a goal in mind. So when you date someone who is in the church, the goal is usually to get married. When you leave, some people don't have a goal. They're like, you know what, we're just gonna let this flow. Whatever comes of it, comes of it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's all right. We can still be friends. In the church, it doesn't work that way. It's no, this has to work, because spiritually, me and you are supposed to be together, because there's no such thing as soulmates. There's no such thing as certain people being meant for you. God created you and put you here for me at this moment. Right now, you're meant for me, because spiritually we could grow together. It's all a spiritual thing. Now, I should really be careful, because I don't want anyone who's a Christian to come and see this and to think that I'm assuming this about everyone who's a part of a really strict religion or organization. But majority relationships, at least the ones I've witnessed, I can say, usually wasn't so much off of them loving the person specifically because they just love who they were as a person. It was more so everything that had to do with their belief. I love this man and I'm gonna marry this man because he makes a really good man of God. He's a great provider. I can tell he's gonna be a great husband. Okay, but what else do you love about him? How about I love the way he makes me laugh? Or I love the fact that me and him could just sit outside and stare at the stars all night, and this is entertaining for us because we're just together and we're not talking. We're just sitting in silence, looking up at the sky. Like, I mean, it sounds cheesy, but think about when you first start dating someone. These are things you're excited about. So when you're in the church, things are a little bit different than when you're on the outside. When you're on the outside, you meet someone and it's totally different. You get to choose specifically what type of person you want to be with. You get to choose if you want to be with someone who has the same belief system as you, or if you want to be with someone who doesn't, or if you even really give a crap what they believe in. You get to choose how long you date, if you want to move in with them or not. These are things that they feel like scary for some people when they first leave a cult, because now suddenly you have access to all these different things. You're like, oh crap, like I get to actually choose what I'm gonna do in my relationship. I don't have anyone hovering over me, and that could be really scary. So when it comes to leaving the church, whatever church you were a part of that was very controlling, I will not tell you what to do when you leave. That depends on you. If you choose to be with someone who is maybe the same belief system, follows the same belief system as you or not, or if you choose to engage in activities that adults enjoy, or if you want to wait till marriage, whatever it is, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just know that it is scary, and that's something you have to take time with. Don't force yourself or pressure yourself to adapt to being a part of society again and adapt to being a part of the world, because it's not always so easy. You do still have to be mindful and watchful of who you're around and who you allow into your own space and who you give your energy to, whether you follow religion or not. That's something you should always be careful with. So what I say to that is that if you have left the ICOC or Jehovah's Witnesses, whatever cult you're a part of, and you're trying to adapt to being in a romantic relationship, like I said, best advice I can give you is to give yourself time. Give yourself time to heal. Don't push yourself or pressure yourself, because you won't really know what you're doing. Plus, it's kind of hard to really be romantic with someone when you have your own issues going on pertaining to healing that you still are going through. Even though I'm married, I had my own healing that I had to get through. And so by me no longer being in the church, it was affecting my marriage and our romantic life. And I had a lot of healing to do. Once I started being able to heal and learn myself, that's when things started shifting for me personally. But until then, it takes a little bit of time. So now let's talk about friendships. When you are a part of a strict church or a cult, friendships are usually organized by the people, the other members. At least for me, when I was a part of the ICOC, it was definitely something that was enforced. I didn't really have any genuine friendships, and the one genuine friendship I did have, I was oftentimes told that I need to stay away from her, and she was told to stay away from me. And then it happened with another woman where someone told us to stay away from each other because we were too much alike. We were too normal, basically. So friendships is very difficult on the inside when it's not genuine. And I think that the thing is that some people know how to adjust and settle to their environment very easily, and then there's other people like me who kind of unintentionally rebel, and so we kind of tend to want to do our own thing anyway, or we might accidentally get offline and then we push back on track. But this is why I am not good with any kind of organized religion, because I will be going my own way. So when it comes to being a part of a friendship, for me, from my experience when I was in the ICOC, my friendships felt very fake. They didn't feel genuine, and the people that faked the friendship with me the most were the people who hurt me the most when I left. So do be aware that that may just happen to you. And when you do leave, let's say maybe you've already left and now you're like, okay, I already went through the shunning and the rejection and being put down and shamed. Now I'm trying to learn how to make new friendships on the outside, because all my friendships were on the inside, but now I see they're not real. So on the outside, how do I make these friendships? So what I say to you is the same way as when it comes to romantic relationships. When it comes to friendships, you want to be careful. You want to be careful with protecting your own energy and allowing yourself the time to heal, and to make sure that you are ready for whatever friendship you're about to go and explore. So for me, the friendships that followed after were very toxic. They were not healthy at all. I ended up becoming best friends with a narcissist, and it was a pretty bad experience because she really made me feel like crap about myself, and people don't normally make me feel like crap about myself. In order to make me feel like crap, you have to be someone that I really value, and you have to be real close to me, like super duper close to me. And she managed to penetrate through that. So that was something I had to learn from. But my friendships on the inside were not genuine at all, like I said. And so when I left, I had some like people that I was friendly with, not necessarily people I chilled with like that on the regular. I did have some people that I would chill and hang out with that the people in the ICOC didn't know about, but for the most part, I didn't have that many friends. So when it came to me trying to make friends when I left, like I said, joined in on toxic friendships, and I learned from those mistakes. And I kind of went through this weird thing where I felt like trust was a really hard thing for me to have, but because of the toxic friendships that I had as soon as I left the ICOC, that made my trust even worse. It made it really difficult for me to be able to trust anybody. Oh, it's like a beetle on my ceiling. It made it really hard for me to trust anyone. So it just made it even worse for me. But I think the problem with me was that I left the church and I ended up being a part of these really bad toxic friendships that were not like healthy at all. They weren't even good to my marriage. Like they were really bad friendships with these other women that I was like going through a really weird phase at that time. Like I was just kind of coming out of myself and reliving my life in a way, and just kind of this whole freedom thing. But I was doing it the whole wrong way. But I was also going through depression at the time, and I was just kind of out of it. Like I was not thinking with the right mind. And so I learned from that. And then from there, now when it comes to me having friendships, I can make friendships with people, but it takes a lot for me to really call you a friend. I tend to have people in my life that I become friends with, and they don't really put out when it's time. You know, like how you might be there for someone, and then when you need someone, they're not there for you, or they might just shut me down out of nowhere, and I'm just like, okay, what was that about? So I now protect my energy 100%. I'm very careful who I allow around me. I'm very careful with who I allow to take up any of my time, and I'm very careful with who I allow to basically penetrate my energy space. I will trust eventually, but fully, or to allow someone to make me feel any kind of way, that's something that'll never happen again. I will never ever again allow anyone to make me feel bad for who I am, or to guilt or shame me for who I am. I will never do that again. So that's a lesson that I really learned, and that is something that I'm continuing to learn. And even though I won't be the same person I was when I was in ICOC, and I won't ever see friendships the same way as I used to, it's also a good thing, because I've gotten a little tougher with that now. And so I can still be nice and friendly, and I'll still hang out with you. But if someone says, oh, is that your friend? In my mind, it's more like, no, this is someone I'm really close to, someone that I chill with. You kind of got to prove yourself to really be my friend. And in my entire life, I can count them on one hand, pretty much. So that's it for this video, guys. I apologize, it's kind of dark in the background. I mean, it's obviously it's nighttime. It's like 8 something right now and where I am. But if you do like this video, please make sure you do give me a thumbs up. Also, let me know in the comment section what you would like to see me talk about. And just know that if I am supposed to upload a live and I don't say that I'm going to cancel it, then know that that means that there's going to be a video that's going to be put up instead in place of my live, because I still want to do regular videos at the same time. All right, and that's pretty much it. I didn't want to make this long, so I'm going to end it here. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening and for supporting this channel. I love you guys all so much. Celine, I'll talk to you soon. All right, love you guys. Bye.